the first time, we're doing this as a show here on the Cowboys Report. What we will be doing on our live shows, Mondays and Thursdays, outside of the NFL Draft, is the Super Chat MVP gets to pick the segment idea within reason. Today's Super Chat MVP was Ecuadorman AOG. He has picked the benefits, the pros, why it makes some sense for the Cowboys to move on from Dak Prescott. Now, if you want to get in on this challenge, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on our live shows. Monday and Thursdays, except for the NFL Draft, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So a couple different pros to moving on from Dak. The biggest of which is it saves you significant amount of money. The likely Dak Prescott contract, whoever ends up paying it, Dallas or somebody else, will likely make Dak again the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. Because that is how the quarterback market works. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Mahomes, Kirk Cousins twice, Josh Allen. Daniel Jones is making the same amount of money that Dak Prescott made the last time he signed his contract. The salary cap skyrockets, quarterback contracts skyrocket, even if their resume is the same or worse, regular or postseason, than what Dak Prescott has done. And because the Cowboys dragged their feet the first time and are dragging their feet again, Dak has all of the leverage. There is no franchise tag option. He has a no-trade clause. And if the Cowboys' plan, as they've kind of said it is, I think it's really dumb, if their plan is to pay him later and say, we'll wait, it will only get more expensive. I think there's a real chance, because they haven't talked, but they know what the real ask is, that we're looking at a $60 million per year deal. Now, look, relative to the salary cap the last time Dak signed a deal, it's actually a very similar contract. But the sticker shock is real. And it's so much money per year. Now, the Cowboys can absolutely make that work and pay CeeDee Lamb and pay Micah Parsons if they want to. But if we are operating within the Cowboys' self-contained benchmarks and budgets, they believe their own pie lie. If the theories of the Cowboys have this amount of cash budget to spend each season, paying a quarterback that much money takes up a significant amount of the cash, even though you'd be able to finagle it to not allow the cap to take that big of a hit in the process. So if that is a thing, and Dallas has a budget, well, then maybe you don't buy the filet mignon steak, and you do the New York strip steak instead, and you save some money on your budget. So more on this, of course, to come. It's the whole video. Do you want Dak Prescott as the Cowboys quarterback in 2025? Y for yes, N for no. It is the pinned comment, so go vote if the ad comes on YouTube. Number two is you do have the chance to upgrade a quarterback. Some might argue this verges into the it could be anything, it's a boat theory, but maybe that's what this team needs at this stage. I would put Dak Prescott as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I don't consider him top 5, second team All-Pro. Yeah, it's great, but I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback. The playoff results, he absolutely gets at least some blame for. I don't think it's all his fault, but he gets some of it, right? And I think the NFL as a whole would agree on where Dak ranks among quarterbacks. However, there is a real chance that that level of quarterback, for the way this team operates, for the way this team is constructed, at the contract cost of Dak, isn't going to be enough. That maybe Dak can win a Super Bowl somewhere else. To maybe a less extreme example, since you're not as bad as them, maybe this is the Lions, Matthew Stafford, Rams thing. The Lions just weren't going to win enough with Matthew Stafford, in part because their coaching staff wasn't right. Could be the same thing here in Dallas. He had success elsewhere. And now the Lions are also in better shape than what they were after trading away Stafford. Now the trade angle is kind of off the table. I don't think it's very viable there. And make no mistake, getting the next dude would be great. It would be great to get, insert quarterback Herbert if he ever does anything in the playoffs. Josh Allen, Burrow, if maybe a little bit less freakazoid athlete there. Mahomes is probably unrealistic there. But getting that dude would be awesome. Also, make no mistake, that is risky. I remember the Drew Henson, Quincy Carter era. Maybe you're okay going back to that if it can get you back to what we all want in the end, which is a Super Bowl. That's the goal, right? And even whatever side of this political Dak debate you're on, I think we would agree it's to win a damn championship. Today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS. That gets you a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks is more than, less than. That's it. It's easy. 2 to 6 player stat projections. You got the NBA play-in tournament coming up. You got the NBA playoffs. A lot of fun NBA Prize Pick selections you can make. They'll do little demons and goblins, so higher payouts, lower payouts, harder to hit, easier to hit. All makes it fun, entertaining. And it's, $5. That's it. And you can own to 10x kind of easily as well, if you're good at this. Season-long Prize Picks also available. I like the more thans on season-long because you're just kind of hoping that they stay healthy. If they're healthy, all of these more thans will hit. Mahomes passing yards, Dak passing yards, Lamb touchdowns, Micah sacks. It's all lower than what they've done in previous seasons. So go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Number 3, it is having a cheap young quarterback is the easier way to win a title. I think if you were to ask any NFL franchise, they would rank the easier path to have success as such. Having a top 10 quarterback on a rookie contract, having a top 10 quarterback not on a rookie contract, or being caught somewhere in the middle. Now, easy is relative, right? It is not easy to find that quarterback. It is not easy to have the rest of the roster built in place because 31 NFL teams have their seasons end in heartbreak, and that's very frustrating. Now, if you want that top prospect, which I think is the right way to go about this, because guys like Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Kirk Cousins, those are the outliers, the exceptions. If you want the top quarterback prospect, you have to take a rebuild approach. And whether it's this year, next year, whatever, you probably do want to bottom out. That's not a fun spot to be. It's not. But you have to actually bottom out. And I mean like top 5, top 3 pick, not top 15 pick, which is kind of my concern with where this team would go first. You have to bottom out and be bad. I don't know if ownership is confident enough to do that. Who do you want? No wrong answer here. That's the whole point of the show. Who do you want as the Cowboys QB in 2025? Sound off in the comments section. Number 4, and this kind of ties into number 5 a little bit, and number 3, this is a different level of excitement. I acknowledge the reality that top 5 quarterbacks often bust. You have one of them on your team as a backup right now in Trey Lance. That is the entire nature of how life in the NFL draft works. It is an inexact science and 50% hit rate at best. But there's value to having one of those cheap, young, top 5 picks at quarterback. It's not even just the contract thing either. This is the next great hope. This is the franchise savior. This is the guy who gets us excited that we can't wait to watch and see how the developmental process goes. How quickly can he be the next great Super Bowl winning Cowboys quarterback? That's exciting. I think I know the answer to most of the next question. How excited are you for the 2024 season, knowing that the Cowboys have done nothing so far? Scale it for me from 1 to 10. I bet we get some lower numbers in there. I think most of us would agree that we think we know how this goes. Cowboys are going to win 9 or 10 games. They'll probably be a playoff team. Dak will put up, normal Pro Bowl, not the everyone gets in version, caliber stats. And they will be, one and done at best in the playoffs. Win a game, go home. Because that's what it's been at best for almost 30 years now. Now, make no mistake, that is better than most teams. There are lots of GMs and head coaches that would kill for that because it's job security. But if that's your ceiling, if that's the best you have to look forward to, if you know how the movie ends and there hasn't been any hope to make it change this time, that's not fun either. It's not. And that takes me to point number 5. At least you would have made a damn decision. And that is the root of my issue with everything the Cowboys have done so far this offseason. I want a decision. It has been 8 years. You know what Dak Prescott is. And that's also why I hate having these talks, because we all have our opinions by now. There's been all of the evidence that we need. Having Dak Prescott conversations is kind of like having a political conversation. You know, it's at least with the contract in particular. Like, everyone's entrenched in their stances. They know how they feel. And no one wants to listen to others. It devolves into name-calling incredibly quickly, and it all gets pushed to extreme levels of he's either a top 3 quarterback, you're insane, or he's a bottom 3 quarterback, he shouldn't be on an NFL roster. Like, neither of those are true. So my kind of random point is just make up your mind. They should pay him or dump him. Frankly, they should have made that months ago. They should have worked hard, which they have not worked hard to getting any deals done this offseason. Or, hell, they should have cut him. Yeah, he has the no-trade clause. What you're basically doing by keeping him in walk is hurting your draft stock next year for one more year, Dak Prescott, and getting a third-round pick to prevent you spending money in free agency and paying an extra $40 million in cap in the process. That's a bad deal if your plan is to rebuild. You should just eaten it then. Here's my fear, is they will do nothing. They will not pay Dak this offseason. He will have his normal top 10 caliber year, playoff heartbreak, and they will either pay an exorbitant premium rate and reset the quarterback contract market forever, or at least for the time being, or just delay the rebuild for a year. And neither of those are good ideas, because you could have made your decision months ago. The Cowboys have made the exact same mistake they did last time. They have dragged their feet on Dak, and rather than keep him or get the pros of dumping him, they're just going to kind of let it play out. And that's not maximizing the window the way the Cowboys need to maximize the window.